Hey YouTube, my name is Blacktop, and today I'm gonna give you some thoughts about one of my favorite hobbies again, like my first video. This is also about Yu-Gi-Oh! And this specific video is about legacy support. So we basically, we already have a lot of legacy support. And what this means, what the definition of legacy support is that this support is basically taking first and second season Yu-Gi-Oh! So that means Duel Monsters and the GX era, and giving them new support. So I don't know when this whole thing kind of started out, but we had we had some sets a little while ago. Like for example, what was it? Was it Breakers of Shadow for Black Luster Soldier? I don't know what it was for Buster Blader. But basically, for Blue Eyes, it was Shining Victories, and for Dark Magician, it was the Dark Illusion. And in some other sets, they also got some stuff. But basically, we've had two legacy decks sort of come out on top of the rest, and that is Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. I actually do have both of these decks physically in real life, not just on WiGo Pro. And I just wanted to give some thoughts on legacy support today. So one of my first thoughts about it is that for the older players who are returning to Yu-Gi-Oh, I think it's great. That's kind of who I was. Whenever I was a kid, I was never really in it competitively. I'm still not really competitively into the game, but I still watch some clips of competitive stuff and look at some deck profiles and things like that. However, I was never in it competitively. I always bought some like packs whenever I was younger, but I never like bought cards off of the internet or anything to try and build some real competitive decks. Nowadays, I do like to build fun decks. I don't build competitive stuff because I don't have a lot of money, and normally the competitive stuff is a lot more expensive than the non-competitive stuff. And seeing as legacy support really isn't that competitive, that's my default option. But anyway, so that's something I really like about it. I think it has a lot of appeal to returning players, especially those who watched the older seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the older series. We do have a lot of legacy support already released. Of course, like I said, we've got Black Luster Soldier, Red Eyes, Buster Blader, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes. We've also got some Toon support as well. We've got Amazona support. We've got, what's the other one? Harpy support. And there's just a lot of support for the older stuff. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a really cool idea. Of course, as I said, we've seen two of those things sort of come out on top. Blue Eyes stronger than Dark Magician. And which Blue Eyes is the first legacy deck I made. But I think, is that about it for the legacy support? No, but well, there's more than that, obviously, but sort of the major things I'm trying to like the more complete decks. That's what I'm really talking about here. Because I think we've also had Legendary Duelists came out with more Red Eye support. Legendary Fisherman stuff, Water Dragon stuff. I forgot about that. What else did that have? I don't remember what else it had, but anyway, it was really cool stuff. So like I said, it's great for returning players. Stuff that's competitive, like Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, it's great because, well, you can have fun, reliving the old days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And having a good deck as well. Whenever I started building my Blue Eyes deck, it was actually after it sort of was popular and was decent. So most of the stuff was starting to get cheap, and with the release of subsequent sets, like what was it? I mean, of course, the special editions make things cheaper. The Megatons made things cheaper, and I think for some of the cards in Blue Eyes, Legendary decks, yeah, those came out for both Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. Legendary decks out, basically. So it's all good. If you want to build legacy support, some of the less powerful stuff like Buster Blader, Black Luster Soldier, Red Eyes, actually, maybe not Red Eyes. But stuff that's not Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, it's cheap, or it's relatively cheap compared to the other two. So that's also good. And even Dark Magician support and Blue Eye support isn't that expensive either. So you're in luck there. Um, so what are some of the bad things about legacy support? Well, some people think that it should be more competitive than it actually is, which I can understand that, okay? Because of course power creep is a thing. And you kind of think, okay, well, like for example, with the release of Legendary Duelists, you would kind of think, okay, well, this new Water Dragon stuff for the new Umi, Legendary Fisherman, and new Red Eye stuff is going to make them like, tier 3 or 4 or something like that. But that's not the case. It just doesn't do it. And of course, you have those decks from every set, even the core sets, that never really see any competitive play or even casual play. Oh, well, of course, they see casual, but sometimes not very much. And people really want to push for the competitive aspect of legacy support. I don't know how I feel about that. Although it would be cool in some sort of sense to see, I don't know, like Blackluster Soldiers just destroy Cyber Slinks or something like that whenever they come out, or what's the good one supposed to come out after that? The Counter Fairies. That would be pretty sweet. Is it going to happen? Of course not. Will a legacy support deck ever be meta? Probably not. Blue Eyes was the thing that sort of came the closest, but then it was killed by Paleozoics, and other things, of course. So I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing that it's not competitive as we want it to be. From Konami's aspect or Konami standpoint, it's good for them. People are definitely going to buy it. All right, from the aftermarket or the third party market, the resale market, they're going to love it as well. I mean, before the Megaton, the 2017 Megatons came out, Blue Eyes and Dark Magician support was crazy. Like, it was crazy expensive. Sage was high, like anywhere from $15-$20 card. Dark Magical Circle Magician's Navigation were like $30. So I mean, like, it's not losing the money. That's what I'm saying. And oh, what about Apprentice Illusion Magician? That card too. That card was crazy expensive. It was a Shonen Jump promotional card, first of all, and it was like, to get a playset, you spend about $200, $180-$200 getting them. But after their re-releases and Legendary Dragon decks, everything went down. And that's another good thing about legacy support. The stuff that is competitive, and I use the term loosely, but the stuff that is competitive and expensive, it'll definitely be re-released or will go down in value relatively soon. Unless of course it's, like the good legacy stuff or the extremely nostalgic. Because I think another important reason why they made Dark Magician and Blue Eyes as good as they were, and why their prices remained high long after they were out of the top several tier, was because they were like the main character's decks. Makes sense to me, I think. I don't know, but anyway, so that's my thought about that. Now the thing. So here's some thoughts here. I kind of want to know, like, what other people would like to see as far as legacy support goes. I know they've already sort of teased a Legendary Duelists 2, in which we will get some Pegasus support, am I correct? And like some Weevil Underwood support, because I know they're coming out with the new like the Insect Queen retrain or whatever. So I think that stuff's pretty neat. I like legacy support. Is it what we need in the game? I don't know. This really isn't a video talking about the competitive current state of the game. So I mean, it's fun. It's fun stuff. I like it. That's my sort of overall opinion, is that I like it. I like legacy support. Is it as powerful as it needs to be, or as good? Honestly, I think it's perfectly fine where it's at. I think every once in a while it was good. Like Dark Magician Blue Eyes, it was good. having those sets, or having those two legacy support decks be good. Because every once in a while you need that. You need to have something good. Will the decks in the future coming out, like legacy support? I know there's also talk of getting some GX era stuff in there, like Rainbow Dragon, the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon stuff. And who's the other guy? Chaz. Chaz is having some stuff come out, which the Chaz stuff does look like kind of crap. But that's another video, I guess. But I do think every once in a while they need to have some competitive stuff. I think it'd be crazy to see. I don't know. What would you guys like to see a good competitive legacy deck? I don't know, what would be good after Dark Magician and Blue Eyes? I don't know. I really don't know. Competitive Ojamas, something with them. That would be hilarious, I think. Will it ever happen? No. But it would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool, I guess. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on the sort of legacy support in Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like and a comment if you care. And thanks for watching and have a nice day. All right?